Want to take you back to Monday night, one of how many emotional moments when the Blue Jays punched their ticket, as we say, to the World Series. After the game, Sportsnet's great infield reporter, Hazel Mae, was talking with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who was, of course, the ALCS MVP. And what a moment from their conversation.
Vladdy, you have tears in your eyes, Vladdy. You said you were born ready, Vladdy. Tell me what the emotions are, Vladdy. You've worked so hard for this. You were 16 years old when you signed with this organization, and now you are going to the World Series, Vladdy. If you can just give us a few words, how are you feeling right now?
Amen. We do this for the city, man. We do this for y'all. We do this for y'all. 4 more, baby. 4 more.
4 more, baby. 4 more. That's become the latest mantra. He's given us others, which we're going to talk about, because look who's come into my studio. Can't be on field with you, but Hazel Mae has come into ours. What an honor to have you in here. And to meet you, I can't believe we haven't met over these many years.
Of course.
That's crazy.
You are a legend.
As are you.
Oh, I appreciate that. It was such a whirlwind roller coaster that night, as you saw. And as a mom, I just wanted to wrap my arms around him and give him a hug.
It was incredible. By the way, I promise there'll be no surprise dosing.
I know.
Did you look?
I keep looking over my shoulder as I walked in the studio.
Your fantastic outfits must be made of water-resistant material for all the times you have been.
My dry cleaner is loving this postseason, as you can well imagine.
Well, can we show some party room shots from after Game 7? Because all you have is a cap. Everybody else has the goggles, but you're right in there.
I tried to do the clear poncho, and I thought at the end of the night, I get champagne and beer poured down my neck, and it gets wet, my clothes get wet, so why bother? I started wearing the ball cap about 10 years ago, just because I thought this was the best way to get the champagne away from my eyes and just kind of skip off the brim.
What does that scene tell you about the makeup of this team?
You know what? They're such a likable group. They're a likable group. They stay true to themselves. They're a mixture of veteran guys. We've got one future Hall of Famer, and a lot of young guys and guys that have kind of toiled in the minor leagues for years and never really got their chance. So when people ask me what this group is like, I said they're so relatable, they're likable. And Heather, I think that's why we're getting a lot more casual fans kind of jumping on the bandwagon, because they're entertained, and I hope they're also informed on our broadcast.
Absolutely.
But they feel a kinship, they feel a connection to this team. They're a lot of fun. And I know that's an expression, they're so fun to watch, and you hear that all the time, but these guys are really joyful in approaching their work, and it is really a privilege and an honor to cover them.
You know, even diehard baseball fans who know the style of ball they're playing, they're liking what's happening. But as you say, the casual fan who just likes the home run jacket and the kind of spirit, I think could find a place. Let me ask you, you mentioned we have a future Hall of Famer. That's Max Scherzer, one of the starters. And I watched your interview with him. It was fantastic. One of the things that he said, because he has 2 World Series rings already, was the necessity of having that it was kind of like a secret ingredient, the special sauce. That he felt before on those winning teams that he is experiencing again with the Jays, and that was interesting to me. Maybe it bodes well for what's to come.
He's always said he's been on very talented teams, but he likes this team because of the it factor. And when I asked him what that is, listen, to be in the major leagues, you have to be talented. Everybody's talented. But there's that, as you mentioned, the secret sauce, the it factor. And to me, it's this embracing of your role. Not everyone up and down that lineup can hit home runs on a consistent basis. There are guys that are, blessed with speed. So they're the role players that can steal bases. There are guys that are consistently good hitters, not particularly power hitters, but up and down the lineup, the opposing pitcher doesn't really have a quote-unquote weak pocket that they can attack. When they say baseball is a team game, when you look at the 2025 version of the Blue Jays, it really is a team game. It is not a one-man wrecking machine, even though Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been, scorching opposing pitchers. It really is 1-9, and I know you've probably heard John Schneider talk about his team that way, and it's because everybody in the lineup has a role to play, and they play it to the best of their abilities.
Mentioning Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 6 home runs, the ALCS MVP. Wow. We heard you after Game 7, but I want to play a little bit from after Game 6, because that was, so we got 4 more, baby, 4 more. That was the latest mantra. This is the exchange that gave us Born Ready. Yes. And then something the Sportsnet put together so powerfully. But this is the initial conversation with Hazel, with Vladdy after Game 6, and let's watch that together.
The Blue Jays are going to play Game 7. Are you ready?
Me if I'm ready. I born ready. I born ready, and I want it all for this city.
And he means it.
I love that.
Yeah, he means it. He really does.
He really seems to be. We didn't even give interviews in English for the longest time, and now just relishing this role. Could you give kudos to that cameraman who did that?
That's Alex
all the way
Fazo.
around to take in the atmosphere, and you and Vladdy as well.
I thought in that moment the crowd was just erupting. That was his moment.
Sorry, I didn't catch it. Is Fazo?
Yes, Alex Fazo.
Alex Fazo.
And
bravo, Alex.
We were, in that moment where the crowd was erupting, and I thought, I'm just going to give him a little bit of space to just kind of take it in. And as you know, as reporters, we never want to be the story or in the spotlight. So that was his moment, and I thought that was just the perfect time for him to really soak in what the Rogers Center fans were doing.
What do you think? What is your sense of whether he will be the leader into the World Series? Could be so many on that team. But how is he embracing the role, beginning this incredible next phase?
As young as he is, he has really taken on a bigger leadership role, not only on the field, but at 26 years old and in a clubhouse full of veterans, he does not mind speaking up when guys have meetings, when he needs to tell a teammate what he sees from the opposing pitcher. He has no problems doing that. Vladdy, as you know, plays this game with so much joy, but he really is a very good, instinctive player out there. He's got a tremendous baseball IQ, and I think obviously that comes from his father, Hall of Famer Vladimir Guerrero Sr. And he does play with so much joy, and he's very even-keeled. When he's faced criticism, you never see him not smile in the mornings. And I'm thrilled for him. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his family, his organization. It's just been a great ride so far.
Looking at when the Major League Baseball released the poster or online with the image for the World Series, it was Ohtani and it was Vladdy. They were the featured players, of course. The New York Times this morning has a big feature piece looking at the series and a preview, and of course it's Ohtani versus Vladdy. What do you think is in store for the team?
The LA Dodgers are looking for back-to-back World Series titles. They're just a juggernaut. I mean, their pitching is far and above everyone else. But I look at this Blue Jays team, and it's just a special group. And I feel like this season, coming back so often, almost 50 comeback victories, coming back, there's just something about this group. And it's a never say die group, and if they can just continue playing the way they have all season, I think they'll give the Dodgers a run for their money.
Excited about it, and I think you are too.
I am.
And talking about the team, let's show your team, because I'm really lucky. Dan Schulman spends a lot of time
He
on
talks
our
about
show.
you all the time.
We love talking to Dan. There he is, and there's Buck Martinez, of course, who's also been on our show, and there you are with your guys. What a team you are as a broadcast team.
Thank you.
You planning special things? What a moment. You since you've been back in 2015, you haven't had this experience, first World Series.
No.
Going to be special, I'm sure.
Because our network, Sportsnet, owns MLB rights, I am required to go cover the postseason, the World Series every year. And so, as you know,
you've gone.
I've gone, and I haven't been home. Sometimes we're on the road for 35 straight days. So this is the first time I've been home in October, and it's been such a treat. I haven't been home for Thanksgiving in 10 years, and I thank the Blue Jays for having home field advantage. But I think this is just going to be historic. I think our viewers are going to be entertained. We've got a lot of features and player interviews set up. This is a special time for sports fans and for Canadian baseball fans.
Listen, if they're not able, and who really is, to spend these humongous fees for the ticket prices, watching television in record numbers, average 6.1, peak at 8+, so congratulations on that. And I have a feeling that those may be surpassed once we get into Friday.
We hope so.
Come back anytime. You're welcome, Hazel.
Oh my gosh,
we'll be looking forward.
Treat. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you, Hazel Mae. Watch for her following Game 1 and throughout the broadcast, of course, throughout the game with the Blue Jays. Game 1 against the LA Dodgers. Home field advantage. It's in Toronto on Friday night.